5 minutes late, I think. Unfortunately, it's taking me a little bit of time to get everything set up and running. Anyways, here we go. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. My name's Nori, and I'm coming to you live from the Digital Engineering server. This is modded Minecraft Valhelsia 3, and this is our mess. So, for those of you who might have missed out last night, we did our Friday night community, walk around the server, look at everything going on, and yeah, people are hard at work doing some rather interesting things. We ourselves are going to continue our work on the Wellness and Success Center. I'm not going to do it in the rain. Let's get our party clothes on. So, some of the things that we were looking at doing over here at the Wellness and Success Center. As soon as I can find my... There we go. So, we have the Enchanting Room over here. Zoda's hard at work trying to come up with... That just sounds off. AVX, but that's alright. So Zed has been hard at work with all of the wall patterning. I think he's trying to make this place look a little like a flower petal from the roof down. Of course, it's kind of the design we went with too. It's kind of a flower petal-ish. It's actually going for overlapping circles, and what we ended up with is this flower petal design. Anyways. So here we have the rain making system, the EXP, those of you who watched last night. Got to see the big splashdown, as it were. I'm trying to figure out a way that we can force the hi streamer. Welcome. So one of the things we have to try and figure out is how to force these experience bubbles into the center. Just don't think... So my first thoughts was a create. Whoa. There. My first thought was a create fan system to blow it towards the center, but I don't think that's going to work for experience bubbles. So we'll have to work on that one. How's it going? Over here, I believe it's over this side. Yeah, this is going to be our recycling center. So we are going to mix a little bit of this, some immersive engineering with some industrial foregoing to make an entire enchantment extraction system / convert all metal armor back into whatever. And I think we can even run some leather through the grinder, but I don't. I gotta double check that one. Well, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. You having a good weekend so far? Yeah, no, I guess you can't do it that way. That would be an interesting trick to figure out if we could automate that somehow. Because then we could process leather armor. That is going to take an invincible set of shears, at the very least. Maybe some create stuff. I might be able to make that happen. Well, I'm good. That's good to hear that you're having a good weekend so far. We are just continuing. So on our server, we have packed ice floating. Oh, that's where water was at. So we've been building this giant wellness and success center. So the idea here is that people coming in should have a nice place to go to get armor, equipment, recycle stuff that they found out in their adventures. So this is our big experience shower. So it's a push button, lag your computer for about 15-20 seconds or so, but when it's done, it'll take you from 0 to 60 in one button. So it's not too bad. It's mostly just here. Hang on now. I think we still got a few more. I've got so we're going to power this using Industrial Foregoing's Dissolution Chamber and a Mob Cruncher from Industrial Foregoing that will make liquid experience. And then we'll pipe all of this up into these bottles through the Dissolution Chamber. Here comes the lag. But it's just fun to watch. And this was the bit we were talking about trying to figure out. So these guys just sit around out here on the outside. And I need to find a better way to move them towards the inside. Because otherwise you spend your time, after you've hit the button, you got to run around and collect all the little ball droplets. And I think it'd be great to just funnel everything to the inside. But there you go. 0 to 63. Yeah, it's a little laggy, but it does work. It actually looks way better from the outside. So if you were watching somebody, it's not so bad out here to watch. When you're in the middle of this thing, it's it's a little laggy. But when we were designing this, that was kind of the plan, was to go a little laggy. It was actually going with a smaller setup that was less laggy and more focused, and then we decided, no, it would be more fun to do some frame dragging lag. So we settled on this form factor, which is not too bad. But it achieves the desired result set. So next thing is to be able to feed this thing with bottles of enchanting. Keep it stockpiled. And to do that, we are going to use some so we have Apotheus in here, so we have spawners. So we were going to build a spawner room down here that would spawn various types of monsters that we need their drops for to help support this area. So because there's supposed to be an auto brewing system over here as well that should brew you every possible potion combination in this mod pack, which we're trying to include Botania in here as well. So to get all of the Botania brews, so we'll have a Botania brewing station and a mana generation system over here for that as well. So that's on the project too, is to build a whole complete mana brewing system over here. Haven't really quite worked that one out just yet. One project at a time, one tackle at a time. But the mob room's not going to be too difficult because it's just a matter of funneling everything. And then we just need to set up a storage area down here to hold it all. And then funnel all the experience liquid. Yeah, this is very much so been a work in progress. We've been, I don't know, this is probably the second or third stream now so far that we've debuted the Wellness and Success Center. And I know me and one of the other members, Zodicus, we spent a good part of last week Sunday all day cleaning out underneath here to make room for everything. Zoda's kind of working on the wall designs and whatnot, and I am the official, unofficial Redstoner, the technical guy on the server. So I've been doing all of the mechanical bits to this. So like our door system, we're happy with this way, but what we want now is to have a bridge to come up out of the water here to bridge it to the land. And so that's one of the line item lists, is to have a big bridge that comes out of the water and settles in here. And then we'll do this 4 times, one for each of the cardinal directions. So, you know, still plenty to do. I like to get into the real technical stuff. I like my create. I like my redstone. I don't do pretty. I do lots of functionality, but I don't do pretty. You want to see something fun? Our last project, I'll take time out from this real quick. So this was our, we needed an iron farm. We started getting more people, so we built this 8-station iron farm. So this is your classic villager iron farm up here. Turn the whole system on. So when you throw the switch, it actually releases trapdoors, and then the villagers see the zombie guys. They start freaking out, and sometimes we have to make it night because they haven't slept in a bit. But that's what we have, this little hammock. There you go. Hammock here that will force it from day to night. Those guys will start to sleep, and then we'll start seeing so those guys start to sleep. We'll start seeing a series of iron golems that will fall down here. So this first machine over here, as you can see, has an iron golem already in it. This is what we affectionately refer to as the blender. So if you think of the iron golems as like ice cubes, right? Then we'll grind some golems. Now this is usually a lot more fun to watch when there's a bunch of golems in there. But yeah, that will just slowly grind the golem down to we'll kill them, and then we get the iron ingots and whatnot. This is our frying pan. Sometimes the sides are not buttered correctly, so they don't pop. But when they land on the right side, you can push the button and it actually flings them back up there, so it kind of gives you a flipping action for your frying pan. Over here is the oh good, the iron golem shrink machine. So a golem goes in, and then we get the bits that just get flung over here. So that one's fun to watch. And then there's the combustion chamber over here, which this one just has a TNT duper above it. And so as the golems fire into there, we can just drop TNT in there and explode them. So the switch is for automated. And then if you really just want to, yeah. If you just want to have fun mashing the buttons because you want to set the TNT off manually, you can do so. So the system has a double triggering mechanism for it. Some people find it fun who come over here to use it to hit the button manually. Altogether, if you turn everything on, let's see if we can't make it daytime now. It's a little easier to see it during the daytime. I don't feel like sleeping, so we'll just do it that way. Add a bit of blood magic. So as you can see, we have a bunch of iron golems over here now. Yeah, it just like a little blending machine. Yeah. So this farm killing style over here and the combustion chamber are probably the most least efficient methods of killing them, but they're probably the most fun to watch. Or noisy, however you look at it. So the frying pan. Oh, there we go. You see one. You can see we can pop them up occasionally. So the frying pan actually has damaging traps in here, so these guys are slowly dying away. This one and the laser show over here are the most efficient killing systems that we have. Whoa. Hey, do me a favor, go back. Get in the water. I have got to get me some more vector plates. Keep these guys in there. Sometimes they fall out of place on here. And then you have to get in here and kind of help them along. I need some more vector plates is what I need. Get over there. Behave yourself. We got guests and you guys are just gonna be like that. Thank you. Rude. Yeah, this is probably my favorite one that I set up. I like to think of it as a shrink ray, not so much as burn them and kill them, because we're just compressing the iron golem into its smallest components. But it works. I mean, this was a lot of fun when we were putting together. This took us the better part of, I think, 2 weekends to do. Just trying to come up with the designs and then bug fixing it all and getting it all so it behaved correctly. And even now you can see there's still some intermittent bugs that we need to fix. But overall, if you sit here for about an hour, this farm system with all the machines running, suggest you turn your sound down for the combustion chamber, generates roughly about 2,000 to 3,000 ingots an hour. So we use this to keep the entire server stocked with iron. That seems to be the biggest commodity that we kind of go through. This is how we keep everybody in iron. There we go. Looks like somebody's come through here and picked up a bunch of iron. But yeah, it's meant to be fun to watch. The efficient parts are the laser and the frying pan. Probably do the 90% of the work. The combustion chamber and the blender here are just fun to watch. So that was kind of the sole purpose behind this thing, was to make a farm that is both efficient and fun to watch at the same time. So we took a lack of iron retrieval. So we kind of cut the farm in half to give us something that's fun to watch. And then we used the other half to give us the efficiency that we needed. Kind of best of both worlds. I don't know that since we put this in here, our people don't really have haven't been complaining too much about needing iron. As far as I know, everybody just kind of comes over here, sits for about an hour or two, and then goes off and does whatever they need to do. I know I've spent, I don't know, at least an hour or so over here for a couple, 2,000-3,000 pieces of iron that I needed. So it works. It's great. I don't have too much of an issue with it. And it's nice because you can just kind of sit over here, put yourself AFK, go do something else, go watch a movie or something, come back, and then just pluck the iron that you need out of there. And because we're running the iron into this compacting drawer, you actually can get it in any of its various forms. So yeah, overall we rated this farm as a complete success. We were all happy with it. So that worked out well. So we decided we needed a bigger thing to do, and so this is where the Wellness and Success Center came in. So we wanted a big experience generator, which is what this is. We actually had this running by a switch. That was pretty funny. We turned it on by a switch, lagged everybody in the area so hard, I had to break the switch in order to get the machine to stop. Because once it started firing, it was just, you couldn't do it. You couldn't even move. Everybody was dropped to like 0 frames per second. I thought a couple people were actually going to crash. But our tester in the center, once we managed to get the machine to stop firing everything, went from 0 to 150 odd levels. And it was only, I would say, about 10 seconds real world time. Probably in game time, like a couple of seconds real quick. It was just, but everybody dropped to 0 frames, and it had dumped out so many experience balls. It just... yeah, we got a ton of experience out of it. So that worked out really well. So, yeah, so right underneath this thing, we'll set up some natural spawners, and then grind all of the... We'll get the essence. We'll run the essence to a series of dissolution chambers, which will make... So that's the interesting thing with the industrial foregrowing. You can take 250 millibuckets of essence and give it to a dissolution chamber, and it just turns it into a bottle of enchanting. You don't have to supply a bottle or anything else. Hey, yeah, well, we moved the lever to a button. We took a wooden button, so it had a slightly longer pulse on it. But we moved it to a button. We were initially going to do a pressure plate here. But after our experience with the lever, we decided that a pressure plate was probably a really bad idea. Yeah, so... And we're really happy with the way the floor turned out. This looks great. Apparently I learned something new in all of this. An illumination wand from Astral Sorcery can be colored, and if you shift click on a block, you can make it unbreakable and translucent like this. So it made for a really cool floor underneath of it. Yes, that matches the experience very well. So... But, yeah, so that's where we're at on this. Zoda is supposed to be coming by. I think we're not going to see the walls of this place done until probably sometime next year. Unfortunately, Zoda, who's doing all of the decoration detail for this, he's got some family matters he's got to take on and take care of, and it's the holidays and whatnot, so he's not going to be around too much. So I figured it would be a good time for me to take this opportunity while he's out to do a lot of the technical stuff that needs to occur. What is that? Is that a cockroach? Ew. That's not going to be kosher. No cockroaches in my Wellness and Success Center. Where's Terminex when you need them? Come here. Not what I'm interested in. So I figure while he's out, it would be a good time for me to get in here and get a lot of the technical portions of this in place. So a lot of the mob spawners. Yeah, that was just... I wasn't even aware that they had cockroaches in this one. I have to put some roach bait out. But yeah, I figure while he's out and about, this is a good time for me to try and get in here and do some of the more technical stuff. Figure out how we're going to... So like the recycling area, we want a place where you can drop your stuff off in a box. I want to try and have like a multiple input point, because people have different types of storage, and so I want to be able to adapt and take everybody's different storage when they come by to drop it off, be able to empty the storage, recycle the objects, and then refill their storage, whatever they gave us, with whatever the net results is. So we'll strip all the enchants and drop those on the books and spit that back out to them. We'll take all the metal armor, run those through art furnaces. Speaking of those, I'm hoping 2 art furnaces is going to be enough, but we'll have to probably test and find out. So last night I spent a good chunk. Yeah, so far, well, so this is turning out to be rather a nice little place. So the idea here being is that people should be able to come here and if they die, get back up to speed really quick. Now, granted, Valhelsia has like graveyard things, so if you die, you don't technically lose your stuff. But you know, if you wanted to play around with like a new set of gear, getting enchanted, maybe cleaning out your inventory and getting back resources. It looks like a flower from the top too. So we did overlapping circles for this. It wasn't really the intention to go with the flower. We were trying more for like a Venn diagram sort of thing. But by the time we got all the circles in place, it was like, oh yeah, this looks like a flower. And so the dirt walls you see are Zoda's take on that. And I think when this is all said and done with, that's exactly what this is going to look like from the roof down, as a flower. then, yeah. I think we'll put in some glass flooring through here in some places, just so you can see some of the bits and bobs moving around down here. And because of that, I may take over... yeah, I thought that would be cool. So my other thought was to take the mob spawner rooms, and rather than just dropping them straight into like the kill machine, it would be fun if we actually dropped them down onto like a conveyor belt system and ran the conveyor belt around here and whatnot, and then dropped them in there. And then drop them into a kill chamber, and maybe have some kind of push mechanism as they're coming through that would fire on timings, and so it pushes them into one of 4 different kill chambers, which doesn't really make a difference because they all land in, everything still goes to the same place, but it would just be fun, make it feel more like a factory, as it were. So yeah, that's kind of on my... I think that's on my wish list of how I want this to look a little bit down here. And so that's on my to-do list. I think Zoda's probably got the hardest part with making this thing look pretty. Oh, I'm such a horrible host. Been just rambling along and haven't even bothered to turn on our background music. Well, we were sitting around discussing. We wanted to have a couple of big ticket items. I'm gonna pull up the map here. So, like, here is our Wellness and Success Center. The next biggest enterprise that I had anything to do with is this guy over here. And so this is an ocean monument. And so this is just our basic guardian farm. I spent probably the better part of a month cleaning this out. And then this little gray blob you see right here, this is actually a cobblestone holding area where there's 2 Elder Guardians. So we drained, I drained this whole thing, and then carved it all out and then extracted all of the Elder Guardians while they were all still alive here. So I used that using the side gun. It's a mod in this mod pack. It's all about procedurally generated magic, as it were, or procedural generated actions based off from different things. And it's all based around vectors. And we started, so me and Shale started in this world. We started it fresh and new in July, I think June or July this year. And so we're just trying to see what all we can get done between now and June or July of next year. So we decided we would run the mod pack for a year, see how many people we could get to play with us, and see what it looked like after a year, and whether people were done, ready to move on to something different, or they still wanted some more they could do here. So the game plan's been to hit it about a year. So yeah, there's the other one that's probably the next big enterprise that we all have is right here. Yeah, a year is a long time. It's a fairly heavy commitment, but it becomes interesting to see what you have to... You have to come up with projects then that you want to do. And as you complete the next project, you go, okay, so now what's the next thing to do? And you go make a new project, and then you come back and look at it. And so there's actually a link on my Twitch to my YouTube channel where I've been chronologing all of this through stream episodes and whatnot. And you can see a lot of the work that went in to get us to this point, but it's been a historical capture of everything so far on the server. So this right here, this little wheel, as it were, this is our rail hub. And so everybody's got it in... we decided we would do a rail transit system. So I've got a colony here. Shale's got a colony here. There is another... Zoda's colonies over here. I think Bazinga, yeah, this is Bazinga, member of our server. His colony's down over here. And so we plan on doing a rail system and having them all come to this point in the world. Now, how you get there is entirely up to the person building the rail system, and how you build your rail trusses and everything else. We kind of left all that up to the individual people, but the group's goal is to build a rail system to this point. So I will probably, so I've got a tunnel that runs from here and it comes out right about here. And I don't want to have to do a rail trestle all the way over to here. So my plan is to put a teleporter to the nether here, figure out how to scoop you into the nether, and then spit you back out over here, because it would be a short ride through the nether, and then plop you down over here. And then while we're in the nether, maybe we decorate the nether up so it doesn't, so it looks more like you're going through a rail tunnel, and less like you're traveling through the nether world, or through the nether. And then switch you back out over here, and then junction up with the center. That's the game plan. I haven't gotten to that point just yet. I've been busy here because this has been the next big project we wanted to see done. The rail center, I think, yeah, there's going to be a huge road through it. So transport is in this mod pack, right? And so transport actually gives you powered rail systems. So you can actually put a fuel engine on a minecart. And then there's this item loader here that you can drive past, and it will dump more fuel into the minecart. So we plan on having a whole engine-powered rail system where you can hop on it and just go. And you can go from station to station and from person to person. So you don't have to depend, if you want to get there fast, and so a lot of us use these share stones to get around. But eventually we'd like to be able to go, hey, you know, here's all we've done in the world. If you want to see it, check it out, play with it, whatnot. We'd like to offer up world downloads to people. And so we decided we needed another way other than just share stones for people to find their way around. And something that was a little bit more show and tell. So maybe we did a whole rail system that you could get on in one point. Maybe we moved the world spawn there, and you can get on that and just ride to everybody's place. And then see what everybody's done. Maybe some of the train tracks will take you odd different directions along the way, so you can see a lot of the work that happens. Kind of like a tour of the world, as it were. So there's that too. Just like I said, lots of things. Let's see. Okay, so that's the crusher. These are our art furnace, and that's the industrial squeezer. All right. Yeah, that's kind of the idea, because there's. I gave you an example of why we would want to do something like this. Is it daytime? It is. So this is Bazinga's town. And I say town loosely. This is his colony. And so as we take a little jaunt around here, he's got boats and castles, and this thing's huge. And he's still adding on to it. I mean, this looks like a whole new section he's building in here. Yeah. And so this thing is just like monstrous. It just kind of keeps going. Yeah, I'm thinking like Disney theme world here. It is. And yes, you could go creative mode in a single player world, but it would be, to me, it would be more fun. I think it would be more meaningful for people to be able to come through here on a train track. And then as the creator of this area, Bazinga, he can actually direct you in and around through the different places he would like you to see. Like Astria is a member that hangs out an awful lot with Bazinga. She's basically built her own little forest over here. She's been big into all these trees, and so she's been Like she's she's got her own little menagerie of, I think, every tree that will spawn in this world. Yeah, a treetopia, as it were. But it wraps all the way around and comes over here into this area, and over here they put their Christmas tree up. She did this, made their own little Christmas tree out here. So yeah, and then this is just like one little small one of our members on here, and I mean, just so some of the things that they're doing is really cool. The work they're putting in is really awesome, and so we want to be able to give them a way to showcase that. And so the world tour via train track gives them a nice way to show off what they're doing. You know, I think we'll run a train track over here, but we'll probably run it over top of the place just so you could see it by looking down. And then if you wanted to get out and come walk in and, you know, experience your own lag shower and hit the button, you can if you wanted to. So yeah, we've been here for a little bit, and we have sunk an awful lot of work into this. And my map's atrocious because I just kind of just pick a direction and fly in straight line. So I don't have a good section of this open, but Astria has been like carving this map out. So I think when it's done, we may get a copy of her map and then disperse that to everybody else, because she's been running everywhere and mapping the whole terrain and everything out. And, so when she opens up her map, she can see everything. She calls it her little adventure days. But yeah, there's an awful lot of work that has gone in. Like this, and I'm zooming in on it to show you. This is Shale's colony. And so she's got her own big colony. And what you see here on the surface of the map is only one portion, because she's got a whole underground section that sits right below this. We could. Maybe we put a big map together in the Welcome Center, I suppose. I feel kind of bad because where is it at? There it is. So this little building right here is what we all affectionately refer to as the Welcome Center. This is where the world spawns at. And it's probably gotten the least amount of love out of everything that happens on this place. It's kind of comical. But that was probably one of the first server-wide structures that we put up for everybody to use. So when you spawn in, this is the building you spawn into. Me and Shale put this together one weekend. But you spawn in here, and this basically has portals. There's boots and armor stuff to get you set up and going, swords, basic equipment, and then everybody's got their share stone here. So when you, like I know when Iron Smack started playing on the server, and then he brought Bazooka J with him, it made it easy. Bazooka J showed up here and then could take his portal and go play with him over in their area. I think they're a couple, and so they do their thing. Kara's another new person. Kara's got probably the hardest colony to date that I've seen. She's doing this big jungle build out here. So yeah, I can only imagine what this is going to look like when it's done. But lots of pathways, and she's got a lot of alignment to do for those pathways. And so, yeah, she has my sympathy. I have no clue how she's going to get it all to line up, but she's working on it, and she's working very hard at it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a little miniature Ewok village. I guess since you're here, I will take you, since we're showing off people's colonies. So I have, what was it, yesterday? No, day before yesterday, I finally finished up the last of my level 5 builds for my colony buildings. So my colony is done. Officially done. All the buildings are in place. So now all that's left is some palette swapping, some decorating, some yeah, there's where the train station is going to come in at. Yeah, I'm not really happy with a lot of sandstone brick. I think I'm gonna end up ripping all that out and redoing all of that. But well, I'm glad you like it. But yeah, we used to stream a lot more. We've had to shorten it down a little bit just because we've had a lot of real life events come up. But we're still here Friday nights. We do an hour-long stream Friday nights where we just kind of go around and see what everybody's been up to. And then Saturdays are, like today, is our long play sessions where we just we actually try to work on some projects. I'm just not used to having somebody show up into the middle of the stream, so I got a little sidetracked. This is my lab area, so this is where it gets... This over here, all this dead machinery that you see right here, used to be what we use for our iron farm here on the server. And this worked fine for me and Shale. Now, this produced a paltry 200-300 iron ingots an hour. But it didn't really matter because I stayed here in this area all the time. So this was always loaded and always running. Later on, I went back over here, opened this area out a little bit more, and added in all this extra machinery and started processing gold. So this would generate gold, and it generated gold at a rate of, I think, 30 ingots an hour. So it's like wasn't super fast, but for mine and Shale's use, this was like super sufficient. I don't know about grinding. There's a lot of cobblestone generators. You'd be surprised what you can do with a cobblestone generator. But a lot of this is just, once you turn the machines on and they're running, you just kind of walk away. Because, like I said, this is built right on top of my colony, and I was basically here all the time. There wasn't too much grinding that needed to be done. Let's pop over here. It's my old enchantment room. This is my old storage room. At least this down here was, anyways. I actually don't use this room too much anymore. I built these boxes here so I could come in and unload. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, we've done a lot of material gathering. Not really. I say we've done a lot of material. We really haven't done all that much material gathering. Most of the blocks that we have, most of the stuff that we have actually comes from a farm. So I've built a lot of automated farms. This is my main workshop here. Deep into mechanism and refined storage now, so I have lots of auto crafters. I have a huge battery. What's actually rather interesting is down here we have our mob duplication rooms. So this one, I'm trying to remember what this guy. Oh, yeah, that's not the one. So like redstone and glowstone dust. I just turned this machine right here on. It kills the witches and then collects all of that and stores it up. So I have all the redstone and glowstone dust I need. And so we have several of these that do different mobs for that. So that works out really well for getting some base materials. And then over here in our mostly expensive kitchen is all of our like ore duplication, multiplication from mechanism. So anybody who comes up with, finds some iron ore, you could throw 1 bit of iron ore into this box right here, and you'll get 5 ingots out the other side. So it made really nice for getting the people who like to go mining for stuff, processing that material really quick. Now the colonies is actually where a lot of the grinding occurs at. We'll go this way. You don't really see it so much in my colony because I've since deleted my colony now that it's complete. But there used to be probably 100 or so NPCs that ran around down here. And so there's a guy who chopped trees out, and that area right over there is where he sat and chopped trees all day long. So much so that I've got like 20k in oak logs, 11k of spruce. So he just generated oak all day long, and that's all he did. This building right here was a miner. He went down. We can actually go down and look real quick. He actually created his own little mine shaft. Yeah, it is a lot of wood. But yeah, so down here in this mine shaft is where the miner would come. And so he did all these tunnels. And he would find ore, diamonds. So you can see like the 82 nodes of material that he found in here. So he also produced a lot of the stone that's used in this place. If we look, there's 12k in cobblestone. I mean, so the mine colony all on its own right generated like lots of resources, tons and tons of resources. So there wasn't really too much that we had to do. This was my diamond miner. We were having problems getting diamonds at one point, so I had this fitted out with all 6 light blue diamonds, and after about a week of this running, I realized that I had like 4k in diamond ore and didn't know what to do with it all. So the diamond just hasn't been a real big concern much anymore. At least not for me anyways. Yeah, I had so much diamond ore, I put together this little statue over here and, you know, flexed. Because I could. And then we did all of our like astral sorcery. So we've been pretty much through most of the mod packs, or at least I have. I've gone through most of all of the mod packs that have come in this particular, I said mod packs, all the mods in this mod pack. I've kind of gone all the way to the end game. So at this point, the big things for me now are just personal pet projects and seeing what all kinds of zany craziness I can get into. How can I make these things work together? What kind of fun can we do with it? I learned something new while on this journey, and that is that Create has a potato gun. So because of that, I built this game center over here that uses potato cannons and potatoes. And so there are pressure plates here where you can, they'll spit potatoes out at you when you step on it. So you can get ammo. And then this is a whole PvP area where you can have fun shooting at each other. I gotta get some more lights because we're getting far too many spawns over here. But, you know, it's fun. And so there was myself and, yeah, exactly. There was myself, Zinga, and Astria came out here for a test round of this. And that proved to be really fun. So this has like a maze area right here. There's an entrance to it right here. So little close quarters combat area. Then there's a sandy desert area, so to speak, with little holes that you can hide in. And then there's a gravelly area over here with more little holes to hide in. I've got to get some anti-mob proofing going over here because that creeper is just no. Yeah, it's essentially it's Call of the Spud. There we go. Instead of Call of Duty, we call it Call of Spud. But this was fun. I mean, we had a blast the first night that we were playing on it. Though Astrid complained because she's not used to the gun or anything, and so she needed more practice and whatever, what have you. So I came over here and I built a targeting range. Should not come over here at night. Oh, I didn't hit that one right. So the idea being is that you should be able to, there we go, hit the targets and then get a score point. And then, of course, we have multiple different targets, each one of varying. So like the first three are easy to hit. The last two take a little bit of skill to hit. But if you hit them, then you can get, they're worth more points, so to speak. I don't know if that one counted. I think it landed on top, so I don't think it counted. There, that should have counted. No? Wow. Anyways, yeah. So the idea being is that we're basically just using a comparator off a chest and then checking the contents. But yeah, that's the whole point is to make it so that you can get better at like long distance shot. So if you wanted to snipe somebody, how to get your range just right. And then there's a little reset switch over here that basically all it does is empty out the box, but then resets the score points, and then you can start over again. But yeah, so we put that together so that our membership could practice their aims. Go away. So yeah, I got to make some more guns for this area over here. That's on my list of things to do. We were also, I think, had plans on putting in like a capture the flag spot, and then King of the Hill was the last two games I wanted to put in this area over here. But like a whole potato warfield. Yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. Thank you. Pains in my neck. Yeah. And so that was kind of the idea, is just like a whole PvP team battle. So capture the flag would be a team battle sort of game. But that's kind of the idea. So, you know, another one of these, it's on the project list. It's going to get done. Just haven't gotten to it just yet. But yeah, for this one, I have to figure out how I want it to look, and then for like the capture the flag, what does the flag look like, and how do we make certain that the flag is dropped appropriately when you die because you were shot. So there's a couple of things like that we have to figure out, and then how to do the scoring system. And then we'll do another one over here, King of the Hill, that sort of thing. And then it's a matter of how do we track points. And then, so the guy standing on top should have to stand in one area, I think. Or maybe I might do like a little 4x4 square at the top of the mountain that he has to be in constant contact with. And then that would generate him a score. But then we would have to make it so that the next person who came up there, the score would have to somehow change to reflect the new player. So there's a couple of little interesting tweaks to that, and trying to figure out how to make that work. That needs to get done. But it's definitely on the plans of getting it done. I think I would like to to get everybody on the server together at least once before the year's up. Have this all done and be able to do a session of each. I think it would be fun. But yeah, that's what we call it, the game center. Yeah, this is totally about just taking a break, getting away from it all. Who cares about building? Just come over here and just have fun. Play the game and just play together. So it's coming along well. I've got half of it done. I just need to finish the other half. All right. I have been slacking off enough. That's the potion room. I at least got to get these machines built. If I do nothing else today, I've got to at least get these machines built. Orientation. I think I like this orientation. So let's do them side by side. I think we'll need these right away. We'll need these right away. I think we'll need these right away. We'll drop these two in the wrong places. Because I don't ever remember how to build these things. You would think I would remember after all these years. But I don't. All right. 5 by 5, and we start with... No, you're fine. Ask all the questions you want. It is perfectly okay to ask questions. I like questions. Questions are good. If you don't ask a question, then you don't get an answer. And if you don't get an answer, then, you don't never necessarily learn. But I like showing off too. So I'm kind of proud of the things that our group has been doing on this server. And, I like to show it off a little. So it's just fine. If you're curious at all with why we're doing something the way we're doing, or if you've got, I've taken even suggestions in some cases about, there's a better way to do something. I don't always necessarily claim I know the best methods for things. I think I just bumped that right against the wall. We'll see. And that's in the wrong spot. I hope I don't. There we go. Well, I appreciate it. Everybody on the server works really hard at what they do, and I think I'm happy to say I think I've gotten really lucky, and we've gotten a phenomenal group going on here. Dude, you scared the mess out of me. Stupid goblin traitors. I thought that was another creeper. I'm like, don't come over here and blow up all my stuff after I just got it built. Make me grumpy. Okay. So I think... Who's that? Okay, yeah, that's going to be the heavy here. Here, and then... Yeah, they are. Oh, that's what I feel like I've messed something up already. Interesting enough, if you ever get onto this mod pack to play, there is an item. All the females on the server are running around with them. These are called kitty slippers. You can get them as an artifact for your feet. You put those on, you are like creeper immune forever. You don't ever have to worry about a creeper. And they just go over here in your curio slot, so you can put them on down here. So they don't even conflict with your armor. You can make them invisible, so you don't have to look at them. But like, yeah, all of Astria and Kara and Bazooka J and Shale, they all wear these kitty slippers, so they don't have to worry about creepers. Yeah. I think my biggest issue with the cat slippers is they meow every time you get hurt. Take a stub your toe, they meow. Get shot by an arrow, they meow. After a while, they annoy me. But the girls all seem to like it, so that's what matters. You're in the wrong spot. Alright. But yeah, so I'm building these guys in tandem. I don't know that. Well, with the advent of the kitty slippers, I can't say that I've seen any of the girls die very recently because of creeper. I know just the other day, who was it? I think it was Iron Smack, actually. It was just the other day he died from creeper. So creeper deaths still occur. They just don't occur as often. And ever since I made my mech suit, it's fine. I made my mech suit. I haven't actually cared about too much of anything. It seems pretty bad, but I just don't take a whole lot of damage anymore, so I just don't even care. I'm trying to think of the last time I even paid any attention to the fact something hit me, and it was a while ago. So there's that, and I think it goes like this. No, I've done something wrong now, or I didn't make enough of these. That would be a pain. Oh, I think I did. I think they just got pulled into other things. So my dream for the server is to actually just, my ultimate dream for the server was to build a community of builders who all like to play together, and then have lots of fun, do a lot of really cool builds, and, you know, build a world with them, see what it looks like, and then basically start over again and do it again. And just have a community of people that you can play games with on a regular basis. Yeah, picked up a number of really cool people. I would say definitely have at least achieved goal 1. But as this is our first world together, we're still working our way through it. All right, I think that should be all of that. We're working. We're seeing if it's a good fit for everybody. My hope is that it is a good fit and we don't lose anybody in the process. Hey, looky there. All right. Actually, I guess I could have put them right next to each other, couldn't I? I guess that would have been an input. Yeah, I guess I could have put them next to each other. Ah, well. It's fine. They'll be all right. So we need... That should be the crusher, and then the industrial squeezer, and then I think that gets all of the machine bits that we need. Yeah, I think we've got room for a couple more. I think we're up to like 9 or 10 individuals now, but not everybody plays. Like there's a group of people that we invited on. One of them used to be an ex-coworker of mine. And they popped in, they did a little thing for a few days, and then we haven't seen them since. So there's still room for the community to grow a little bit more. I think we're looking for a few more extra bodies, but not too many more. I don't want it huge. I don't want like a big 300 per people on a single server. I think at that point there's just a lot of noise that happens. And I really want to be able to, during my streams especially, I really want to be able to showcase what everybody's doing. And if there's 300 people on the server, it makes it really hard to showcase the talents effectively. I want to make certain that everybody gets their chance at the spotlight and gets to be, you know, look what they did. How cool is this? And I think with a large amount of people like that, it's really hard. And it's really hard to do them justice. And so that's the thing that I want to make certain that we are accomplishing, is that everybody gets a chance to be center stage, as it were. Because I think what everybody does is well, I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in, Extreme. You take care. Stop in anytime. We're here Friday nights and Saturdays. Where I'll be here till for the next couple hours at least. So you're welcome to stop in anytime. It was a pleasure. Thanks for stopping in. Listen to me ramble. See that? I can put that over here. And then I think, oh, it's the red sign. I'm standing at. There we go. Yeah. That piston. These pistons are always, immersive. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, and if it wasn't for the fact that in this mod pack it had some recipes that I really kind of want to take advantage of for this build that we're in, I skip it. In most cases, I generally tend to skip this this mod. Just because it's such a pain. But like, so I need these guys. So this is our Wellness and Success Center, right? And so this is the recycling wing of the Wellness and Success Center. And the thing here is that if I wanted to get, let's say if I had iron armor, right? There's an iron chest plate. If I wanted to reduce that back down to its base components, right? I can put that in a blasting furnace and I get an iron nugget, which kind of sucks. You could smelt it and you would get an iron nugget. We're not making invincible, so that's just who cares. We're not making living chest plates, so who cares there? If I put it here in the art furnace from Blood Magic, I'm still going to get an iron nugget. So the most effective way to get something other than an iron nugget back from this thing is through the art furnace recycling, where I take that iron chest plate, I get all 8 iron ingots that went into it. So for like a 1-to-1 recycling, the iron nugget, that suits the purposes just fine. And it's like that for like every metal armor. So as much as I don't want to use it, it actually has it's the most efficient use for getting back all of the stuff. So if you go and look at the art furnace, there's like 90 separate recipes, and it literally returns you back every bit of metal that went into whatever that you fed it. So this means anybody who's out and about who finds the random odd piece of gear or whatnot that they have no intentions of using, like if I go here into my QIO storage and I go and look at my chest plates, I've got all these chest plates. I'm never going to wear these things, but I can feed them into these guys and get all that resource back. So for the purposes of the recycling center, unfortunately, this means that we're doing a little bit of immersive engineering. And so I need a couple machines to support these guys because they need those stupid graphite bars. And so there's the industrial squeezer that we need. And then the other one is the crusher. And I hate all of these machines because they're just loud, obnoxious, and a pain to put together. But no, I'm right there with you. And if I had another option, I wouldn't be doing this. Don't have another option, so I'm doing this. So luckily enough, I don't actually have a need to do crude oil. So these machines are probably the extent of the ones that I will be producing. So luckily enough for me, I don't have a need for crude oil. I don't need to go down that headache. I don't have to build that end of the tower. I just need the crusher to get the hop dust, and I need the squeezer to turn it into graphite ingots so that I can then put it on the table and make the graphite rods to go in the arc furnaces. And that's it. This is the extent of my industrial immersive engineering. I refuse to do any more than that. I just don't want to do it. I have the worst time with this mod pack. I started playing around with it in the first time I used it was in Sevtech, and I have never been a fan of it. In fact, I think it just irritated me. Mostly, I think the biggest things that really irritate me about it is all the, and it's not so much anymore. I think they've taken it out in this latest version of immersive, but all of the crude oil that you find in the world, the whole like rivers of them, and that was always just, and the bitumen ore you would find everywhere. It's just such a. There we go. So that's it. That is all of our immersive engineering machines that we need to make. We are done. We don't have to do any more. Now the bits that we need to do is... Yes. And in this particular case, the recycling portion makes these worthwhile to have and worthwhile to make the components to put them together. I'm kind of hoping 2 is going to be sufficient to handle the workload we want it to do. I'm hoping. So, you know, cross your fingers, whatever. That'll do what we need it to do. All right, let's see. Power. That's right. Power. And then for these guys, input. Power was right there. Always had the weirdest places for power for these things. And this guy, power was right here. Yeah. And so now all we need to do is collect, and that should be good enough. All right. So how have you been, Dane? We got our industrial experience shower bath. running. This thing is like lag monster supreme. But it will take you from 0 to 63 in, you know, just a couple of seconds. That's because we've still got, I think we've still got a little bit more in the tank. Yeah, there's still a few more levels in the tank. So, incoming lag. This is just so much fun to do, though. But oh, we all love this machine. It's so worth the lag for this machine. This is great. It's actually even better to watch it from the outside. Watching this thing spray somebody from the outside is just fantastic. If you want to know if it's worth the lag, I'm going to say yes every time. This is just, it's just fun. I've got a cat. All right. Let's plug you guys into the server wallet, because all of this is in support of people on the server. So here we go. In an effort to reduce a lot of the lag on the server by not having people have a bunch of chunk loaders, we have one power system that is chunk loaded out in the end in a black area. There's like literally nothing going on. And so it basically keeps everybody's hot bars and armor and curio slots charged with energy. And then any server related item that we need power for, we tap into that for server related. Everybody else's private projects, they have to figure out how to handle that on their own. But this works out well. Nobody's been really kind of abusive of the service, and yeah. And keeps everybody with the stuff that they need. So that works out good. Those. There. Got that. We'll let that chew on that for a little while. So yeah, we got to get some graphites for these guys, and then after that is done, then the next thing we have to do is figure out how to feed everything down. We need to make a couple of immersive engineering machines, because not immersive, industrial foregoing, because we need to catch if it's enchanted, and if it's enchanted, then we need to disenchant it before we can send it on to the recycling. And basically what we want to do is we want to use one of these guys as overflow. That's the game plan anyways. And hopefully that will give us enough of what we need. go. Oh, we can't do anything with S7. Fine. Okay. So the graphite dust is... Let's smelt that next. Alright. So we'll take a trip back to the house real quick. That's fine. We'll need to go back there anyways because we will need to make the immersive... I keep doing that. The industrial engineering. Industrial foregoing. That we need to help support this project. That can go in there for the time being. There's my smelter. All right, so let's see. Right, industrial foregoing. So there is a sower, fertilizer, crusher. Don't need any of that. Oh, this is going to make me look for it. I need a bunch of dissolution chambers, but we'll come back to that. One area at a time. I think it's actually just called Enchantment Sorter. Yeah. No. No. There it is. This guy. Just go look for it. Yeah. It's easy. Just go look for it. So let's see what is it. Okay, we're making plastic now. Making lots of plastic. I think I just used up all the plastic I needed for the other bit and this guy. That'd be fabulous. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Cool. Launch is fine. There we go. On Enchantment Sorter. And then we will need one of these guys. I'm trying to think, do I want one or more? No, I think one should be fine. One of these guys should be sufficient. Oh. I don't have any other bricks. There. You get stuck occasionally. Made the diamonds and then scooped the diamonds up for something else. In truth, I can complain about the system, but the nice simple fact is I don't actually have to do any of the 50 bajillion combines necessary to make this stuff, so I don't actually think I care that much. I'm just grumping to grump, as my wife likes to tell me. We don't need the applicator, so yeah, that should sift everything in. Yeah, it should be good. Anything else? Oh, yes. And graphite. And then okay. Hey, look, there's a Bazinga who showed up today. Let's see, blueprints. Why can I not? Why does that one not have a recipe to make it? That's interesting. Oh, that's going to be painful. I've got to go trade with a villager to get that one, probably. Ew. Well, that's problematic to say the very least. That is not ideal. I'm not even certain what... All right, let's just go back with what we have. We'll lay that down. And then we will work on routing. Because I think I'm going to have to go looking for the other guys. All right. So that should be an output line. I think if I take my hammer... my hammer, and then no. Oh, there's the inputs. Interesting, the inputs coming from the top. That actually probably won't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a horrible thing. So let's see, the inputs come in from top, outputs at the bottom. We can run it out the front or the back. So that's fine. So what we need to have happen then is we want our enchantment sorter and our enchantment extractor. These will both need power. Okay, so we'll send the up out the top, and we'll disable all the other redirections for this thing to go. And then this one is going to be, what's that? North to the right. Yep. We'll turn all these ones off. So if it's ready to go, it'll push it out the top and land over there. And if it's not, it can come up this side. Let's put him closer. We'll right. Good. So then this is going to return to the out. So say north. Incoming is going to be ow. Sorry, I just had a cat crawl into my lap and then bite my toe. So let the import come in there. Import from the book will come from below. Well, we got these cute cat sets, a brand new fresh set of we just finished adopting 3 new kittens, or well, yeah, they're kittens, basically a mama cat and her 2 babies. And the white one it looks like a flame point, basically, has taken to, he likes to spend all of his time in my lap. And when I'm not paying him enough, nice. When I'm not paying him enough attention, he bites my foot to let me know I'm not paying him enough attention. So, all right, so, right, book from the bottom. Enchantless items, we'll take them out the top. And the enchanted books out the right. Essence. Shouldn't be any essence to come out of this. So we'll just turn this off. Can't think of why there would be essence. I have yet to see essence build up in the one I've got at the house. So that should get him. So out the top, which means he should be also up. Perfect. That means that we should be able to do this then. Yeah. I'll use these guys for right now. So that should allow me to do this number. I actually kind of wanted that to go up a little higher. Because then we should be able to do that. And then we can just let the pipes decide. I think I actually want to go one more over. No. Oop. Can't lean back like that, Mr. Kitty. That should be fine. No, I want it back the other way. I didn't put them far enough apart. That's all right. Okay, and so that should take the items that we want to come out and push them over to those machines, and that should be just fine. Collection will be up front. I'll deal with that later. Right, and then we will have books that come this way, and that will go into grab a crate, just like so. And that will go right there. Let's get a universal cable. I'll put that back in here for right now because I can't do anything with that. Get ourselves some flux. Do I have anything heading out the front? Don't think I have anything going out the front. No. So then we can go like that, power, and there. So if we do this arguments, right? Let's see, do I have any books? All right. Well, first stack the books. And then let's get we'll get an enchanted and a not enchanted. Book dump. Oh, I don't have an importer. Oh. Yeah. I'll turn off the imports for everything else. Let you come in from the south. So let's grab ourselves a crate. We'll simulate a drop. So grab our little tool. So I'm up at the top. I have these items to go in. And so, why did you not extract? There you go. And there we go. And then we have a book. Perfect. And then they will end up in that, and then they'll get processed down. This will get returned back up to the top. This will get returned back up to the top once it actually runs. Why did that end up there? That's the wrong side for that to go in. This is why we test things. So that means that's got to come in there. And we go, oh, I hate immersive engineering. I'm definitely going to need a faster transit. Because I don't think anybody wants to wait around this long for stuff. That's okay. We can put faster wires in here. Or we can run them through a quantum entangler. Entangler. All right. And then they ended up in the right side on that one. Oh, we need to put some... I see. We'll need to put some faster processor on that. Oh, that's why he's going over there. Yeah, of course it's always going to end up over there now. It's fine. That's fine. Once that one fills up, it'll push to the other side anyway, so it'll be just fine. I'm just not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to figure out why, trying to make it do something that I want to do when it's already working the way we want it to. Okay, so we pull in from up there down to here. He sorts, he strips, return the enchantments. We need to fill him with books, which is going to come from a mob spawner we're going to have over there. That'll be fine. And then we need to get some graphite for these guys, which means we have to go find a trader to go trade. And that will crunch the resulting materials. Well, take care, Dane. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, and so then the only other thing, oh, that's what we do, is we take these guys. I have to make some more of those. I think are be very expensive quantum entanglers. Wait, is that not an output? I guess it's not an output. Aha. You don't want colored. All right, well, first things first. We need the graphite. I wonder how you get crafting components. And now we get to the part where it's just like, this is annoying. Village farm? Yeah, let's go here. So we're gonna need some kind of block to change one of these villagers to something else. Let's see if I have empty. Oh, well, I don't need this guy anymore. He drops himself a pirate hat. Yarg. Thank you. All right, so let's take you over here. We're gonna pop that out. There we go. We got you in place. Now we start to experiment on why my I key got stuck. So we need a quick block that they're likely to associate. I was thinking the engineering's crafting table is probably going to be the thing that we want. So pop over here to the lab. Yeah. See how he's doing. Because that's about the only thing I can think of that's going to be the most likely culprit. Oh, treated engineering sticks. All right. I'm hoping this works. If this does, then it means that we can cycle the villager and get the trade that we want. How cooperative these villagers will be. Okay, so that's a big negatory. All right. We are going to take a real quick Google stop. Because I don't know how to get... Excuse me. No, that's not it. There's workbench for the gunsmith. No. Mechanist now. Machinist. So an anvil. Okay. Oh, look. There's an anvil right there. Oh, and he sells coal. Oh, he'll buy coal coke. But learn the job, dude. Seriously? I'm not gonna need that right now. How many emeralds do I have? Not nearly enough. Do I have my hat? I do have my hat. Let's see if I can convince him to be cheaper. I can. The question is how many things am I going to have to buy from this guy for him to have the items that I need? Not some. I don't think I have aluminum to sell you, dude. I got 18. Maybe that will be enough. I don't need the toolbox. I'm gonna end up killing this guy. I'm not even certain what I'm going to do with all these toolboxes, but this will be fun. Oh. Interesting. I would rather have these because I can do something with those if I decide to come around to it. Have my... there it is. Good grief. Well, that was painful, but not as painful as it could have been. So there we go. That's taken care of. so back to the lab. No, mountain retreat. Mountain retreat, because I think our work table is over here in the lab. Well, actually, this is the old lab. So we can drop that in there. Grab this. Grab that. Go find our graphite ingots. And then realize that we're not going to have enough. Because I think there are 3 graphites per machine. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to make a bunch more creosote. Potion room. I don't remember when I come in, I'm facing the potion room. Yeah. Maybe it'll run with just 2. Or I'm going to have to go and make a 3rd one. I don't know. Let's try it with just 2. Let's get our iron armor. Oh, let's do it with helmets this time. 1 enchanted, 1 not enchanted. In you go. All right. There goes the other one, not enchanted. You 2 cooks over to the side. And nothing. So no. Gotta have all 3. Yep. We get all 3. We see the machine works. And there's our net gains. Okay, so yes, we're gonna have to do some kind of sub storage there, and then we get some. Let's grab some logistical transporters because we can just pop them from here, come out from there. And for right now, we will plug them into the same place. That, grab our little tool, set that up to extract, set that up to extract, and there's our walking chains of nuggets, which is fine, whatever. So in here, what it means is that I threw in 2 helmets and got an enchant and nuggets back. So on the whole, on the whole, the thing that we were going after, which was to be able to recycle, I would call that a success. I need to make some more hot graphites. That's fine. But this works. So we have our input where they get our items, they come in. We need to make some upgraders for this. This will sort faster. And we can do some upgraders from here. We also need to bring the books in, which means we need to get the mob generators going. So we can bring the books in here. That will keep the books topped off here. And then we just need to put our imports up there. And I think we can call that done at this point. So we need to make some better cables so this stuff gets moved a little faster. Or we just do entangle porters for everything. Which I'm okay with the entangle porters. It just means I have to go back to the house and make a bunch of them. I can just order that up on the system. And then it's just sit around and wait. Which is not a bad deal. It would also be less lag. And I wouldn't have to run a bunch of cables every which way. So I think we may end up with that. What we need to do is take a counting of the number of entangle porters that we will need then. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we could technically use one there and split it out either side. We just shorten our cable runs. Or we just leave the cable runs the way they are. We increase them to the bigger cable run, which means they won't stay in the channel long, which I'm fine with. Make the expensive cables. And then we only need one here and one here. And then feed it all of the stuff that comes from this into it. And then that goes right back up there. But we need an output. Oh yeah, so we have an input side, stuff goes in, and then we can have an output side, stuff comes out. I don't think that's going to be too painful. Alright, so let's go do that. We'll go make a couple entangle porters. Also want to make some slightly faster cableage. It actually turned out to be a much smaller footprint than I thought it was going to need to be. So that works out well. I'm happy with that. Which means I've got more room for the potion shop and more room for the experience shop. So good, good, good. Oh, we're standing around down here. Let's do this, right? I've got like 7K cobblestone. There is a glass. It's supposed to be like a one-way glass. I forget to do that. No, that's not the one I want. Dark glass, industrial foregoing. That's the one I want. This guy. So we are going to need a lot of black glass and charcoal. You know what? All right. So we are going back to the lab anyways. We're going to need to make some more bits and pieces. It's fine. We're going into lab 2.0. So 3, 6. Right, dark glass. Interesting. Oh, you want latex? Well, all right, let's break out the book real quick. Because I'm curious as to Industrial's dark glass. It's actually the cheaper one to make, would be faster to make. I'll tell you. Really? This thing is no. Well, that's just all right. Well, we're just not gonna mess with it, and then. All right, so back to dark glass from Dark Utilities. 6. All right. How much glass is in the system now? None. So. 320. And let's grab some. Oh. That one's currently busy, so what we can do is take this one over to the mostly expensive kits. And there is a smelter here. Well, we can drop it in there. And that will give us lots of charcoal. Oh, booger. I think I messed up. Yep. Oh, criminies. That's going straight into the sulfur. There. You don't need that going into the sulfur right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, having it make sulfuric acid wouldn't be too bad, but I don't need that right now. Charcoal. Oh, that's all I got left after all of that. All right, let's go try this again. Goes over here in the mostly expensive kits. And then we need to go to tie-dyed bills and get ourselves some black dye. And then we need to go check our request. Looks like we're almost done with the glass request. Oh, goody. Then we do glass. One, two, three, four, 5. Not nearly enough. So make me a stack. Got really close though. That's not too bad for just eyeballing it. tie-dye bills. Let you go back to making more black dye. Probably the one dye machine I go to the most. All right. Grab our dye. I need one. There we go. And then we ask for the dark glass. And we run out. Huh. That's all right. That'll give us a bunch of dark glass. Good, good, good. Let's see how far that gets us. We need to go put this auto crafter back in play. I'm certain I will need more sulfuric acid before I know it. It's always good to have a backlog of that. Let's see. How much latex fluid are we up to? 43. All right. Turn you back to a redstone signal. You have to pardon me 1 second. I'm just trying to get myself comfortable with a little four-legged fur ball who has decided that now is a good time to curl up in my lap. I'm just trying to make the both of us as comfortable as we possibly can get. And I think I just messed up my zipper. There we go. All good. Let's see. Now, what were we doing? Dark glass. We have dark glass. Add spawners. Oh yes, entangle porters. Let's see if the system knows how to make these. No, it does not. So he knows how to make everything else, so let's teach you how to make that. Pattern. This will work. We'll go here into our pattern. This is not a processing, this is really. There we go. One quantum entangle porter. We open up our master build manager. And then we look to see if we have any extra holes sitting anywhere. Not seeing one. I really used all that much space? Holy cow. I don't think I need fission reactor casings anymore. I don't think I'm going to make any changes to my fission reactor anytime soon. So that can go in there. And now I can go look for the quantum entangle porters. Let's see if we can make 5 of these guys. We can make 5 of those guys. How is our... we probably need a little bit of osmium to finish fill that up. So just we'll order up a stack. We'll put the rest of this over here. That should be good enough. Now we can order. We'll order 5 of these to start with. And we'll let all of that just go do what it's going to do. And I'm really hoping it needs redstone alloy. Oh, good. Because if it didn't need redstone alloy and I was dumping it in there and it actually needed steel, we'd be up a little creek. I don't think it actually needs steel. I think it needs redstone alloy. So this is doing exactly what it needs to do. So. Now, in case you are curious how we're doing all of this, what we have is just a logical sorter back in the back. And then, so we're just color coding the 2 input cables. And so we have the crafter who's pointed into the barrel. And so he basically dumps everything in the barrel. And then I've got the recipes being sorted by the crafter in the back, not the back, the logical separator. It was the best way I could figure out how to do this, and it works most of the time. It's a little sporadic sometimes, and that sometimes it throws them in out of order. And I had to turn the auto sort off. By having the auto sort on, this would actually spread this all the way out. Actually causes the whole thing to backlog. So this is one occasion where you turn the auto sort off. Now when you get towards the end like this, you can turn it on real quick, kind of power through everything, but yeah, don't leave it in the on state. And that should have everything done. So if we go and look, there's our 5 entangle porters. I only grabbed, there we go. So we'll go tuck those guys away. What's the other? Oh, yes, cables. I've got 20 on me now. We use the entangle porters. We're probably still need more. So here's the next trick. Why don't we just I don't care about either of those 2 recipes. I think Where's it at? Here. Did I? No. I thought I taught the system how to make those basic ones, but I guess not. I may actually end up making more of these, so I will save those. But we can still go back here, go look at patterns. Gold clump. So we can throw those in there, and then we can reprogram these guys. So the first one up is going to be this guy. And then after the logical, we'll make the advanced, and then after the advanced, I guess I'll have to go back in for a fourth one. Clump, that's fine. And then for this guy, yeah, it should be the same. Just that, bang. Here. What else do we have in here that we don't need anymore? Oh yes, the rest of this is just not going to do it. So now if we go to our logistical, we should be able to craft this guy and ask for 64 and cross our fingers. We have all the relevant stuff. It looks like we do. Perfect. And so now we get to get a stack of that. So much nicer just to sit back and watch the machine do all the work for you. You don't have to do anything. Yeah, look. And according to that, it should all be done. So if you go and look for logisticals, we should have 64. And I love it when this stuff just works like it's supposed to. Makes life so much easier. All right, so porters, bip, bip, bip. Yeah. Let's go back to the wellness center. And we'll go test this out. Oh, wait, that's right. I almost forgot. How much coal do I have? I got a lot of coal. That should work. By here, all that into there, push that into there. That's a basic. I wonder if I have a bigger tank on me. Maybe it's not so much a bigger tank. Do I have an empty tank? Water. That was bad. Okay. Not in bucket mode. Let's see, I think there is an empty. Doesn't work for that. Okay. That's fine. We'll just swing right over here to our little lakefront property. And we'll just throw out water until it's all gone. There we go. Problem solved. Take you out. Put you in. Yeah, because I thought I was just put that up there for right now. All right. So this will get us some more coal coke. Get us some creosote, which the creosote is fine. Whatever. It'll let us make more treated wood. You know, for all that treated wood we're making right now anyways. So with the creosote handled, or the coal coke handled, that means I probably should just break this whole thing down and take it with me over there. That's what I probably should do. I just don't want to have to put it back together when I bring it back over here. Could make another one take over there. That's a possibility. I wonder... Yeah. Coke oven's the only way to make that. Or we could build a coker, which I haven't even found bitumen, and I'm not going looking for bitumen. So that is just not going to be a thing. So off we go. And because I remembered this time, it's behind us. All right, so what we need to have happen here is going to be right. So we want first our logical cables. Let's put this in wrench mode. There we go. Because I think what we want to have happen here is we don't really need these anymore. And they're not going there. All right. So let's do this, right? So let's get our, and we'll get our first one, because this is going to be the guy who's going to basically start our sequence off. And we will drop you here. This is the front. We will set this into item mode. Set to output. Bang, bang. Oh, right. Wellness. This is going to be the wellness. Recycle. In. Set. All right. So that's going to be our input. And then from here, right, because if this is output, output, then I can just tag you this way. And it's not going to matter for right now. Wow, I lined it up almost perfectly. I don't think I care about seeing those things, so that doesn't faze me. So then we need another Porter. If I could spell today, we would be doing really well. I've got a bunch of these things in here, don't I? Okay. So we'll plop him right there. Input, output, input red. And then this would be input red. And so then we come, and we have our keyboard do really kind of squirrely things and move us places and directions that we don't want to be moved to. So we pull and pull, and we're going to call this the wellness RC out. And set this to pull. And there we go. Nice, easy, clean. Let's put all this back in here for the time being. Okay. So then what we need is some, this will work for right now. If Zoda sees this, Zoda should know that he can at any point in time rip all of this stuff out. I am just setting something up temporarily. And this is not by any stretch of the imagination a permanent fixture. There you go. All right. So we have that. Now, what I need is another porter. I need 2 porters. Some of that. And then a crate. Give ourselves 2 crates. So I'll put one there. Put one here. I'll remove that piece. That piece. Just need that there, that there. And then single porter here. You're still on. Let's turn to an output. This should be set to an input. So then this becomes in. And then this one goes to out. And that's a pull on that end, and that's a pull on that end. I don't think I actually need to set it to pull, but I'm going to do it anyways. So if all things work, let's go look for some. There's iron. There's 3 pieces of. There's some iron to throw in. So then if everything's hooked up and working, should just be able to ratchet all that right on in. You can see that cooking over there. Look at that go. And then there's the outputters. There goes the books. It should be just a blip right there. Perfect. So now, once this is all said and done with, I should have some iron. I should have some enchant books. I should have some nuggets. I should have all of the stuff that I'm looking for. And that is a successful run. All right. I am happy with that. So the things we need is more graphite rods. We'll have to keep track of this. It doesn't look like it's going to eat them up like right away, but I imagine if it'll just be something we need to keep track of. That's all. Maybe I should put that book right here. Yeah, let me go grab that. I'll put that down there with it. Because then everything would be right in the same place. And it would just make sense, since I'm not going to use it over here anytime soon. Hi, Cinder. Yeah, this is just going to take a while to cook, and there's not really anything I can do about that. Honestly, I feel like there's a faster coke oven. tool power, construction. Right, so that's that's definitely not that one. So no, the answer is there's not a better one. I don't know why I thought there was. There's not. That's all right. All fine and dandy. It is all good. Hop over here, turn around. And so we just need that. I'll put it right here. Wow. Impossible to get it aligned the way I want it to. There we go. The only thing that we need over here is some kind of smelter. Oh, bother it all. I suppose I could make an industrial mechanism smelter and drop it over here. That would be a fast smelter. Hook it up to power. And there's power right there. Technically power right there too. And you would need it go from here to over there. I do not have a smelter. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'll think about the smelter. I don't know. So there is our experience. So over here. So what we're going to need is some spawners. Zombie, cave spider. You know what? I was looking for the pirate ones. We've been collecting a bunch of these pirate ones from there's the pirate. Yeah, there's another pirate. Zombie. And there's a pirate. Okay. Books. Give me a shulker. Let's do this. Throw you guys in there. Grab me eggs. I don't know why I'm grabbing some of these because all of these are going to get used over here. There. So I need 5 more spawners to throw on for this. That's fine. Plus the spider spawners. We're going to need the upgrades for those. And we're going to need the room here. So let's look at our dark glass. Oops. All right, you're going to be that way about it. There. The other thing I would like is dirt. Yeah, we'll use dirt. That's fine. Dirt will be good. Okay, so we got to figure we're going to have 8 of these, right? So if we did them in 2 separate rooms, then we would have witches, books. I think it may be a good idea. Oh, yeah, because we got books we don't actually need. So yeah, witches and books, and that pretty much covers that. The witches will give us the predominant spider eyes, bottles, and everything else that we could need for that. So yeah, I think that's all we're going to need. What do you got? Nothing I want. Goodbye. Sunlight. Alright, so if we do them in a 4 set. Now, convention says it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I think we can do it 3 out on either side. It should be fine at that point. Yeah. Now, the witches, we can drop down. They don't float. So the witches, we can drop down and do whatever we want to. The books, on the other hand, are a different animal altogether. So the books will just need to be encased in their chamber and then killed inside their chamber. There's not going to be any gift for these guys. Don't really have a whole lot of choice in that matter because the books are a flying creature, so to speak. To treat them any other way is going to ask for trouble. It also means we won't get the books like we want them. So, one of these, we will go up with it. This. Yeah. 2, 4. All right. It's in there. So we want to come up to just like that. So this will be our spawning chamber area right here. So spawners, roof, break ceiling. I should keep them from spawning above that. And then so what we'll do is we'll come down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like so. I should give me a 2 height drop. It does. Yeah. And so this will be our witch spawn chamber. And so just for, because I think it would be absolutely fantastic. All right, this will be our, this is going to be the chute that they will fall into, i.e. get washed into. I think it's the water in the 4 corners. So we'll bring them down to this point. And we will not kill them here. So here we will have a set of conveyor belts that we can then run them this way. Maybe up. Like this. And I think, yeah, we'll bring them out here like this. And then we can have diverters into having dirt. We can have a set of diverters. And then drop them into a box. I guess it won't be a 3-way. It's depending on which side that they end up on, and they'll go in that direction or the other. It's a little easier to see. Now, let me just drop them off, as it were. Let's make the rooms just a little bit bigger. So you could be like that. And there we go.